Okay, welcome to journal number 1, Unit 1, Mod 1, journal number 1. What we're going to do is an in-class activity. I want you to do this activity with me. After the activity is over, I'll have some important discussion questions for you to answer as part of the journal. Remember, these journal entries need to be around 2 pages. Going over is totally fine, but you really don't want to go less than 2 pages. I really want you to put some thought into these. And so this is going to allow me to see how you're processing and applying information that we're learning and that we are talking about. So this first one, we're just going to kind of introduce the idea of trauma again to you. It's a very simple activity, but I think it introduces the experience or the understanding of the experience of traumatic events in a very powerful way. So what I want you to do is I want you to get out 4 sheets of paper. Get out 4 sheets of paper. On those 4 sheets of paper, I'm going to have you write 4 different things. We're going to do some things with those, but make sure you get 4 sheets of paper. And push pause if you need to. Go get that paper right now. These aren't things, obviously, that you're scanning and turning in, so just go ahead and get those. Okay, now that you have those 4 pieces of paper, on one of those pieces of paper, I would like for you to write down the name of a very close loved one. Write down the name of someone who you are very close to, who you love very much. It could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be a significant other, whoever it is. You can write down the name of someone who is very close to you, who you love very much. On the second piece of paper, what I would like for you to do is write down your favorite activity. What's your favorite thing to do? It might be snow skiing. It might be reading books. It might be chili pepper eating contests. I don't know. I want you to write down whatever your favorite thing in the world to do is. Write that down. Now, on your third piece of paper, I want you to write down your favorite place to go. Your favorite place to go. Maybe it's Disney World. Maybe it's the mountains. Maybe it's the beach. Maybe it's the brew. Again, I don't know. But I want you to write down, where is your favorite place to go? Okay, so paper number 1, the name of a very close loved one. Paper number 2, your favorite activity. Paper number 3, your favorite place to go. And paper number 4, I want you to write down, or if you're more comfortable, simply think about a secret that you have that is so embarrassing to the point that very few, maybe even no one knows about it. If you don't want to write it all out, you can even just use a symbol. You know what you're thinking about. So on that 4th piece of paper, write down a secret that is so embarrassing to the point that only a very few or even no one knows about yourself. And remember, you're not scanning these, you're not turning these in. This is for you to illustrate something. Okay, so now that you have all of those written down on those 4 sheets of paper, paper 1, name of someone who's very close to you that you love, paper 2, your favorite activity, paper 3, your favorite place to go, and paper 4, that secret that is so embarrassing that very few or no people know about it. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to imagine that you have become a victim of a crime. I want you to take paper 1 and I want you to rip it up, because this person doesn't exist to you. You learned that they have been a victim to a homicide and are now deceased. Paper 1, rip it up. That person doesn't exist. You learn that they have been a victim to a homicide and are deceased. Now, I want you to take paper number 2 and I want you to rip it up, because you just learned the homicide occurred during the time that you were involved in your favorite activity. That activity, whatever it is no longer enjoyable to you because it reminds you of the loss of your loved one. So this activity doesn't exist for you anymore. Now, I want you to rip up paper number 3. Your favorite place is gone now too. It's gone because this is where the murder occurred. This place no longer exists for you because you cannot go there without thinking of the loss of your loved one and the incidents surrounding their death. So papers 1, 2, and 3 are ripped up. Now what you have left is a secret. Something that makes you feel ashamed and blaming yourself and helpless. This is similar to the feelings you might have for not being able to save your loved one. This is what you have left. Each victim has a personal experience and reaction. As a supporter and loved one of a victim, the closer you are, the more real it becomes. Traumatic experience. You'll be able to read these so that they're written into the journal entry, so you'll be able to go back to them. But here's where I want you to go for your journal entry. I want you to discuss the following. I want you to discuss what you learned about how it would feel to lose someone you love to a violent crime. How would that make you feel? What reactions did you have doing this activity that surprised you? What did you feel inside that maybe surprised you? What do you think would help victims of violent crime recover from such a powerful and painful experience? On the other hand, what would be unhelpful for people to say to them or do to them? What would be helpful for people to say to them or do to them? Spend some time fleshing that out, discussing that, writing that down, entering that journal. I hope that has highlighted a little bit to you about what trauma is and where we are going to go over the next several days as we dive into this topic of families and trauma.